Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheer Denise, and today we're talking about the Oscars. I did not even see one of these movies that was up for an award, nor did I have the inclination. Probably because this is the type of movie that was up for an award. I don't know about you, but that's just not something I had time in my busy schedule to make room for. I don't think anybody watches or pays any attention to the Oscars anymore. It is a sycophantish party in which everybody is like, oh my gosh, you're the best. Oh my gosh, you're the best. Oh my gosh, you're the best. But really, I want to win. It all feels super, super fake. I can't stand award ceremonies specifically because I cannot deal with the weird skits that they do when they go up to like present awards or to receive awards. I'm embarrassed that a room full of actors could come up with something that feels so much like middle school talent hour. I just don't understand what the thing is with the skits. They're not ever funny. It's always super cringe. But it's been a minute since I've seen something that was this bad. This is what I am saying to you. Real Americans can't stand it, but I will tell you what we're here for. We're here for the fashion. We like to look at the clothes. And one of the things that I love about the Oscars is that because it's one of the most prestigious awards you can receive, people come dressed accordingly. Or you would hope so.
Oh my God!
Not everyone got the memo that this is a classy event. We're going to get to those people. But I would like to say, because this is the smallest category of things we're going to talk about today, there were some people there who were very beautifully dressed. It was very elegant. I would say that, this is a far cry from what we had to look at the Grammys. Obviously, it's a different kind of event. It's a different kind of style that's being asked. So everything is elevated. Everything is so much better. Like the worst outfit here probably would have been the best thing at the Grammys. However, I still have a bone to pick with a number of people. Let's get started. Like I said, the smallest category we're going to talk about today is the things that I actually liked. What a shocker. But I look, I'm not trying to just be like negative Nancy. There were definitely some beautiful, beautiful dresses. I think the one that surprised me that I just could not take my eyes off of was Ariana Grande's dress. Yes, it was avant-garde, but it was really, really stunning. I love the structure paired with the beautiful like waterfall of fabric, but it was really stunning. And of course, this entire award season, it's been all about her representing Glinda, and she's been dressing as though Oz has never ended for her. So of course, we expected to see something on trend with the whole Oz thing. I thought it was a beautiful dress. It was really stunning. Typically when people come out, being wacko jacko, I don't have time for it, but this was really pretty. So I actually did like it. We had this stunning gown, Dior, of course, very pretty. There was lots of people who showed up in black dresses, which I was like, I like a simple black dress. Obviously, I'm not opposed to black, but at an event like that, I feel like if I'm going to come in black, I'm gonna need to like oomph it up a bit. And this dress was beautiful. I loved the gold detailing. I thought it was really a pretty way to use detailing without the details becoming overwhelming and taking almost distracting because it's so crazy. We're going to have plenty of that later. Demi Moore came out looking really pretty. I think the beading on this dress was the thing that I found that was most exquisite. Obviously, it was very structured. She looked pretty, really pretty. The dress, I have no problems with. The face, what the heck? Demi Moore, please stop. Why are you getting so much work done on your face? This is how you look to us. The cheekbones are out of control. There's too much. There's just so much. It's just like it's destroying her face. Now for the category of almost but not quite. These were dresses that I initially thought, oh, I like that. But then upon closer examination, I thought, but why? This particular dress, I felt like initially when I first saw it straight from the front. And I thought that it was a pretty dress. Not like a showstopper or anything, but I was like, that's interesting. But the more I looked at it, and once I saw more pictures of her from the side, I decided that I hated it. And this is the reason why. Well, for a couple of reasons. One, I think the construction of the dress is completely overwhelming for her. One of the things I hate about heavy satin, and especially this is a detriment to people who are shorter, and she looks shorter. I don't know if she really is or if the dress is just overwhelming her, but there's something about the thickness of the fabric that makes you look like you're wearing a towel out of the shower. It doesn't move well, and it doesn't really move well on anybody, even a tall person. But I think that when you're longer and you're taller, you're not overwhelmed by the heaviness of the fabric. This dress overwhelmed her figure. And we've seen this dress before because this is a vintage Dior piece. When you look at this piece on her versus it on the model where we first ever saw this dress, that model is much taller. I also think the hem was more suited to the other model. It feels like it's just bunching up around her. But the thing that I hated the most about this dress was the fact that regardless of the fact that these seams right here are supposed to be making us feel like she has a waist, it's all bunched up in the back. And because the dress is black across the top, and then we've got this very contrasting light colored pink, looks like she was pulling the dress up to go when someone said the car's here, and she's like, oh shit, and she just ran out the door. It looks like she didn't finish pulling it up, and the bunching in the back almost continues to complete that story. Fabric makes that bunching in the back look that much more sort of clunky. I don't know how else to describe it except for the fact that the dress feels incomplete. Like you started making the dress and then you're just like, whatever. And you gathered up a bunch of fabric in the back and just like sewed it together. Obviously that's not what happened. But I just think that for her stature, this dress was not the way to go. And the more and more I looked at it, the more it looked like somebody halfway dressed. Emma Stone was there, and she was wearing this column dress. Obviously, the beading was on point, but I think the thing is that she is so fair-skinned that this dress made her look like a ghost. This dress just sort of was underwhelming. Then you pair that underwhelming dress with that plastered hairstyle, and girl, we were having troubles. I know so many people have listed her as, somebody who just looked stunning that night, but I'm like, we got to be honest with ourselves. It was a miss. I know she's got a shorter hairstyle right now, so I mean there's only so many things you can do with that, but I think plastering it to your head is an option that we know not to go with. And then at a time when everyone's like, what's my seasonal color? It's like people have been doing this since the 80s, but I can tell you that whatever her color, it wasn't this. It doesn't do her any favors. So that was a miss for me. But it still was a pretty dress. I'm not being ugly about that. Let's move on to the trying too hard to be original category. There were so many of these people. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Oh, by the way, I should say that some of these dresses that we're seeing were like what people wore on the red carpet, and then there's lots of stuff from the after party. The Vanity Fair after party had a whole new set of wardrobe, but I'm clumping it all in together because there were people who wanted to show up on Oscar night. At any point in the Oscar night, these are things they chose to wear. So I'm not making any delineation here. Obviously, the after party, we're going to get some more raunchy stuff, but at the same time, I don't care if it was the after party. I don't care if it was the Oscars. You chose to show up anywhere looking like this. The first person I want to talk about is Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian showed up in a dress that I don't know what the vibe was. As soon as I see her wear an outfit, I'm immediately like, what's the story here? Well, the story here appears to be because she came with a very minimal face of makeup and a dress that looked like a great big duvet. Kim showed up at the Oscar after party, the Vanity Fair after party, having just been busy. She just was like, she's too busy to get dressed, so she just took the duvet and, slapped it on the front of her. It's like the dress, actually I'm not really opposed to this, but the dress was very wrinkly. It was very much like bed sheet material, and it was this huge, big, voluminous skirt. And from the front, it's almost like, okay, I'm not blown away by the dress. It's a white, billowy dress. Okay, whatevs. Then she turns around and the dress has been made specifically to highlight the only asset she has. And I don't understand wearing a dress that is literally like all the blankets on front of you, but your butt's hanging out. I don't know if it was supposed, like it literally looks like she wrapped a sheet around her because she's like getting out of the bed and then she grabbed the duvet also. I can't imagine this weirdness where I look dressed on the front, but my butt's hanging out in the back was weird. But I have to say, I'm at least grateful that I'm not actually literally seeing her butt, because I can't say the same for this individual who decided to expose her entire butt to all of us as though it was a titillating, exciting moment that we should enjoy. I am not here for the butt cleavage trend. All right? I spent all of my high school years trying to pull up those low-ride jeans so I didn't have this moment. And I'm confused at what kind of society we are that we're wanting to usher this in as a fashion-forward moment, and I can show my cleavage or I can show my ass. Either one, who's into it? Not us. Other things that made no sense to me, young Timothée was here, and young Timothée came in a pale yellow suit with a little cropped jacket, and all I could think to myself when I saw him was a handful of chiclet gum. I don't know what it is about that outfit. All I could think was chiclet gum. Other people that were highly confused was this individual. I don't even know what his name is. Okay, the black suit, whatever, but I guess at the last minute, he decided that he needed to add an accessory. So he found the most worn out feather he could find and stuck it on as a tie. Even he looks confused as to why he did it. Other people who showed up with last minute ideas, we've got Kim Kardashian in her bedsheet, we got this Joker with a feather. This lady over here looks like she's wearing a lawn inflatable. You know how there's still people who haven't taken down their Christmas decorations? Well, she decided to help them out and wear Santa. It's overwhelming her. I was looking for what am I going to wear to the Oscars? And somebody showed this to me. Hard pass. I mean, what am I going to do with that? How would I even enjoy the evening? How would I even sit down? Now, it would appear that she's at the Vanity Fair party, so maybe she's just planning on standing and dancing all night. I don't know. But this dress would be so uncomfortable all night to be trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this, and then the bottom, and then the butt's got this big bubble on it. What am I going to do with that? I don't know, you guys. I understand sacrificing comfortable for beauty. I completely get that. I think in some ways we have way too much of this. I need to be comfortable all the time and everybody looks like slobs. But an event like this, it's a completely different situation. I understand that I would need to be okay, I probably can't breathe because I'm going to have a corset on. My feet are probably going to hurt all night. But I at least don't want to be bumping into things and be people trying to give me hugs. Sorry, can't. I've got too much going on over here. You know, to me, I just would think I will sacrifice comfortability in places where it benefits me. But to just come in looking like I'm wearing a disfigured fat suit, why? Desperate to be Original continues. We have... Okay. Miley Cyrus is going to feature a couple of times in today's show. Here we have her at the Oscars. And she is going in for the bleached eyebrow look. Now look, I know eyebrows are a trending thing. When I was younger, I never drew my eyebrows on. Now that I'm older, I try to fill those babies in. But never in all my born days would it be well, the thing to do here is to add bleach to the scenario. I want Miley to get her eyebrows back and then get those veneers refitted. That's what I would love for her. But you'll notice that the last time we saw her at the Grammys, my complaint was the bangs. So it would appear that they have done her hair differently, and thank God for that. They've brushed those bangs up, and they've just made things make more sense. However, it was too much sense for her because later in the evening we got this. I don't know what this is other than a disaster. I feel like when she went in to go get her hair and makeup redone for the next outfit, the thing she should have said was, but leave my hair alone. Maybe we could fix these eyebrows, but the hair stays. To continue on with the what the hell, we of course have Cynthia Erivo. Now Cynthia Erivo, as you will most likely have heard, has been cast as the Jesus Christ in the Jesus Christ Superstar musical. I feel so conflicted, but then I think to myself, that show is so ridiculous anyway, that to have the bald black queer woman play Jesus is sort of on trend for what that musical is anyway. If they didn't have bald black queer Jesus, I feel like that show wouldn't be being all the stupid that it could. It's the stupidest musical that was ever written on the face of the earth, except for maybe this. Other than that, I mean, why are we surprised? Everyone's up in arms. How come she gets to play Jesus? It's not Jesus, it's a demon representation of what Jesus was. That's the entire play. They're doing exactly what we would have expected them to do. They're ushering in the witch so that the witch can play Jesus. Jesus Christ Superstar musical, I mean, you finally reached your zenith of crazy. Okay, but anyway, that's a tangent. Of course she came with her nails. Now, her dress, I feel like, it was wild, but I feel the same way about her dress as I felt about Ariana Grande's. Both of them are always Oz all the time. When Margot Robbie decided that she was going to dress as Barbie for the rest of the press tour for that movie, everybody else was like, oh, is that a thing? And so then everybody started dressing as the character from the movie from now into eternity. It's like a reverse, you know, when somebody's going to play a character in a movie and they decided they're going to be that character until the movie's done, and you see them and they're in character everywhere always, and it's so lame. Well, I kind of feel like this is the fashion equivalent, except on the backside, where we continue to see them play that character or their dresses are on theme. And I suppose if you're a creative, it would be sort of exciting to see how you can continue to bring this brand and this look, you know, from show to show. But because of that, I wasn't like horrified by what she wore, because I feel like, once again, it's just all Oz. It's not like she chose this because this is what she wanted to wear as an individual. She chose this as a reflection of Oz. The dress is crazy. She looks like she's wearing Satan's dog collar. But, of course, the thing I'm bringing up is the fact that Cynthia could never do anything without wearing nails. Now, I saw her talk in an interview. I guess there's going to be another Wicked. And she says her nails are going to play a prominent role, so I guess she's just getting ahead of that character that she'll be playing and just, you know, going for it. She says the nails are going to be even crazier. This set was Wicked themed. Obviously, her whole life is Wicked themed. We also saw her and Ariana do a performance. Of course, it came with the obligatory losing your freaking mind, crying all over the place, sad, hugging on each other. I don't know what to do. I'm just so excited to have been part of Wicked. Can you believe this moment? I mean, if they had decided to save all their crying for that one moment, I could have like given them some pity that they made it to the Oscars. They were performing at the Oscars. They were up for awards. Like, in some context, I could give them some compassion for losing it, because we had to see them lose it this entire time. I am at like a zero threshold for this kind of stupidity. Like, you've already done that. You've already been like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we made it, falling out of your chair, carrying on. Like, I'm done with it. So, and I'm sure I wasn't the last person that was done with it. Other people who just wanted to be weird was this person. I don't even remember what her name is. Her dress is busting open. And granted, look, here's the thing is I really love the silhouette of a corset. I really do. I think it is, I think it's so flattering. I do like it. But all this like different play on these structured corsets, and like now my corset's busting and like I've got nothing but a couple of straps across the front of me. If I'm going to an award show to receive an award, I want to look elegant and beautiful, and I do want to make a statement of sorts. You know? I don't want to show up like Conan O'Brien's wife over here. I don't know who was helping her, but what a disaster. And her husband's the one who is doing the show. Could somebody not have thrown her a bone and got her a stylist and possibly a different shoe? Your vision goes immediately to those giant feet sticking out of her dress. I want to show up like I'm meant to be there, but I don't want to show up in these pieces that are just ridiculous and costumey and gimmicky. That's the word. It's gimmicky. I don't want to look gimmicky. This is what I'm talking about. Who are these people? I don't know. If I were going to the Oscars, I would want the conversation to be about how beautiful, how elegant, how lovely, how appropriate, not what the hell is this? The polka dots, the bows, the colored socks, to continue on with other things that just made next to no sense. Cynthia Erivo had like 3 outfits that night. There was the one she performed in, there was the one we saw her in, and then this is an after party look. She went to the fabric store, grabbed a bolt of tulle, started dancing in it, and then that was it. Somebody slapped on a couple of bows, and she was done. Like, what is this look? Again, this is the after party. And I know the after party is going to look a little crazier, a little more edgy, a little more out there. But how can I get down with this tulle train? How can I have a good time when I'm constantly worried I'm about to fall out of the tulle, that I'm going to expose myself in some way, that the pearls and the jewels and the bows are falling off? This just seems like it would have been such a distraction to the good time that you could have. Practicality here, friends. And I know, do you want to be practical the night of the Oscars? Not necessarily, but I don't want to be stupid either. Julia Huff coming in with a giant arrow pointing down to her nether regions. The construction of this made next to no sense. I'll tell you what I'm tired of. I'm tired of the look in which everybody is like, come, please pay attention to down there. And now for the part of the show that everybody's really waiting for. Where were their freaking clothes at this place? Why is everybody running around with nothing on? Look, you guys, this is the highest award you can receive. And if that is the case, why would you not dress accordingly? Why do we struggle so significantly in our society with dressing like we're supposed to be there? I mean, of course we got the trolls like Adam Sandler, who came literally like, middle finger to the entire thing, okay? But he's a comedian. Has anybody ever taken Adam Sandler serious a day in his life? I don't even think he takes himself seriously. So his representation of how to look is neither here nor there. But I'm talking about all the other people who clearly look like they were trying, but failing so significantly. This is a trend I'm sick of seeing. Don't wear your lingerie to the red carpet. Don't do it. You look stupid. Okay? Your bra, your panties, and your little see-through lace robe ain't got no place here. Okay? You look like you ran out of your dressing room because somebody said there's free cocaine down the hall. Carrying your little bag doesn't make it better. It's not like, oh, she must be ready. She's got her bag. You're in your undies. Meanwhile, we have this individual. I don't even know if I can show this picture. But I was told by YouTube when I called them yesterday, because I was like, I'm really tired of getting strikes on stuff that it's really about the female body. And she said, you can do it if you have context. So, hey, YouTube, I'm trying to bring context and education here, okay? And you said I could do it. Here's some education. Respect yourself, okay? Whoever told you that putting your boob out but matching your nipple patch to the color of your dress was a classy move failed you considerably, and you should make sure that person is never around you again. This is a person who wants you to fail, because that is exactly what this outfit was. An epic fail, you look ridiculous. And even if your boob was covered, what the heck with the feathers? Hideous! Utterly hideous! Here we have Elizabeth Hurley and her, young boyfriend living her best life like the Gossip Girl character she was. Again, wear your clothes. She's like 1,000 years old. Yes, she's got a great body. And if I had a body that great, I don't know that I put it on display because it's not exactly my thing, but I'd be pretty proud that at the age I was, though I had one foot in the grave, I was still managing to lower myself in with dignity. Meanwhile, as I stated earlier, we have the butt crack revolution, where people are trying to make that a thing. It truly does look like cleavage. Like, if you were to cover the top part of that picture and somebody was to show you that, you would assume that was just somebody with giant boobs. But no, it's an ass. News. We have another individual who thought that lingerie with some sort of lacy overcover was the thing to do. Again, this would appear to be at the Vanity Fair after party, and I will cut some minor slack in that the standards are less high. But still, do you want to look like the whore that got an invitation? The call girl whose boyfriend said, you can come, I'll make sure you can come. And she rooted around in her closet and found this and thought she could make it work. No. But finally, the final indignity. Well, I think the final indignity was the fact that Julia Fox managed to get an invitation. Although so did Monica Lewinsky, so I guess they're just letting anybody in. Julia Fox showed up looking like the human equivalent of a shower drain. I have no freaking idea what she was thinking. I can't even imagine something more disgusting. I mean, yes, wear your clothes, but also, why are you covered in hair? I've done us the favor of blurring the body parts that were on full display. Julia Fox is trying so hard to get Kanye to notice her, like, hey, I'll do naked stunts too. Remember when you dated me? I'm still down, man. I heard things aren't going so good with Bianca. But I'm still down for being stupid. It's disgusting. I'm so grossed out by that. And I'm just here to tell you that one of the worst jobs in the entire house is cleaning out the shower drain. It's the worst. What is her obsession with looking like she just got done cleaning? Last time we saw her in those hideous cleaning gloves, remember the yellow gloves? And now she's coming as what she was cleaning up out of the drain. It's a theme here. There was just so much happening at the Oscars, and I'm sure that I'm going to see stuff after this, and I'll be like, oh man, I wish I talked about it. Oh, I know what I forgot to talk about. Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey showed up. I forgot to mention them. Can't forget them. Oprah Winfrey decided to go for boring tuxedo look, because no woman's ever tried that at the Oscars before. And then, of course, we had Whoopi Goldberg in a 1980s prom dress that had been dipped in plastic. She was an overwhelming sight, let me just say. I mean, there was just the largeness, the hugeness. The dress just didn't do her any favors. And I don't say large like she's a large person. I mean, like, the dress was just overwhelming. It was overwhelming to her. It was overwhelming to look at. It was just an eyesore. There was just a lot of things happening. There was one individual who showed up. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how these people. She showed up, and initially, the first thing I noticed was somebody help her pull that dress up. I mean, it just, like, every fiber of my being wanted to be like, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. But then I became aware that she seemed to be having extreme dry mouth syndrome. It was like a fish that has been flipped out onto land. I just thought, like, God almighty, somebody help her. I mean, seriously, I was like, is she okay? No. I mean, are any of them okay? No, if not if they went to the Oscars and, like, could handle it. All the stupid Oscar speeches. I'm the first black this. I'm the first, Dominican Republic this. Immigrants and all that. It's like, could we just have an award ceremony where people don't try to make their little political statements? Just have a nice party. Don't do any stupid skits. Don't come up and try to make it a political moment. Don't try to come up and not have a speech prepared so we all have to sit there and wait for you to figure out what you're going to say. Come up, thank people, be dignified, wear something appropriate, sit down, and that's it. And all of us peons who are at home who, you think are going to tune into this craziness, we aren't. We stopped doing that a long time ago. But if anybody does decide to tune in, how about make it a good show? That's your job. You're an entertainer. Okay? The whole reason you're here and in this room is because you make your living. Your bread and butter is to please us. And we're over it. All right? Your stupid little speeches to each other, the constant over dramatized, oh, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Everybody's just on the verge of weeping because they're so touched by how much the other person is the best, amazing against it. It just feels like you guys are making movies. And I do think art is important. I think beauty and art and making great films is an important thing. But y'all have stopped making great films a long time ago, and yet you want all of us at home to still laud and praise and laud, and you guys are amazing. We love it. We don't. Nobody watched the Oscars. Nobody cared about any of the movies. And half of y'all look like clowns. Hollywood is burning. Literally and figuratively, y'all's day is done. And that's what I have to say about that. I'll see you guys later. Bye.